What is up, YouTube? Leviathan Kraken here. So there's been a bug fixing update to both Subnautica and Below Zero recently, and many of you may be celebrating these changes while the rest of us that mod the game are not. So let's just get right into it and explain what has changed and why this is such an issue for mods. But first, we're going to read these two articles posted by Unknown Worlds. This one is for Subnautica 1. It says, we're excited today to release a new patch for Subnautica. Thanks to some of the incredible development done on the mobile version of Subnautica, we were able to port that work across to other versions of the game. This update will roll out worldwide across Steam, Epic, Xbox, and PlayStation. It's not available to Nintendo Switch at this time. We do have some exciting updates in progress, so stay tuned for the Switch updates. But let's get into the changes here. Added a pop-up news feed that can be used for one-time only announcements. Fixed an issue where passing through the Alien Arch portals, primarily in the primary containment facility in your prawn suit, freezes stats like oxygen or hunger if you exited the suit. So that could potentially be a game-breaking bug right there. Fix the prawn suit sometimes falling through the map or getting stuck when the player returns from an Alien Arch portal. So yeah, that sucks. Fixed Leviathans having a tendency to fly above the ocean surface when grabbing the sea moth or prawn suit in certain cases. So rest in peace, the Flying Reapers bug. That was I have a lot of memories from that. That was a hilarious. But you know, the thing is, it happened way too often. Like, I mean, it happened to me so many times. I'm thinking, yeah, they really got to fix that. So fixed having a permanent player view rotation offset upon respawning if the player died while piloting the scanner room camera drone. I don't know how that happens, but all right. Fixed the game freezing if a player managed to construct a sea base piece inside of the Cyclops. It is now recognized as an obstacle for base building. Yeah, well, I don't know how you guys managed to pull that off. Fixed a bug where the repulsion cannon could displace objects built inside the Cyclops, causing them to fall outside of it and sometimes disappearing into the seafloor. Okay, I can see that happening. All right, so PC only right here, excluding the Windows Store. Changed from legacy Unity input to the new com.unity.input system to accommodate controller improvements. Fixed a bunch of controller-related issues, reworked input options, various input system-related fixes and performance optimizations. The game now properly supports the following controllers in both wired and wireless modes: Xbox 360, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PS5 Edge, Nintendo Switch Pro. Wow. So I don't know about you guys, but I've been playing PC for so long that it would feel really weird to go back to a controller. I just use keyboard and mouse. So I mean, it's nice that we have the option to do that though now. Change to the new Unity Sprite Atlas Hacker backport from Below Zero. So this is where it gets interesting, because this is where it's breaking a lot of the mods. They changed up the sprite packer. So we'll get into that here in a minute. Change from the baked input symbols.ttf to SDF sprites for displaying inline controller icons in text. Updated controller icons, fixed game falling back to text representation of controls instead of control icons for some input bindings when no controller is connected. Fixed navigation icons in PDA and builder menu, not updating bindings dynamically when they change. Fixed an issue where the user cannot toggle the auto move setting to on when cycling through Cyclops cameras. Made Cyclops steering wheel animations gamepad friendly. So yeah, this is mostly just the inputs, the sprites that you're seeing in game. So to sum that up, they fixed the Leviathan, they fixed some issues with the portal, and we're just going to kind of briefly go over this for Below Zero. They added the pop-up to this too. There's a rare bug that would stop the game world from streaming in and make the game unresponsive when attempting to save in some cases. Fixed the ice worm, always damaging the vehicle, snowfox, or player from any distance. Well, I've never seen that one. Changed the chance of knocking the player off the snowfox when taking damage from the ice worm from 100% to 25% to make the encounter less frustrating. Okay, I'll take that. Changed the Snow Fox's collider to make it less annoying to drive by, greatly reducing the amount it can get stuck on obstacles and props. Oh, thank God. That, you know, the Snow Fox was completely worthless. I'm gonna have to test this out, because now this will finally, hopefully, make it, you know, like they just said, less annoying to drive. Change the orientation of the Snow Fox when deployed to now properly face the same direction as the player to make it easier to mount in a hurry. Okay. Change the Snow Fox's damage from terrain impact from 100% to 12% to not need as many repairs from just driving. Yeah, that was important. That actually kind of brought back some memories. I think when you did hit terrain, it did a lot of damage. So fixed when the ice worm pushed the Snow Fox, it would only trigger a cooldown to the physical push, but not damage and knock off. Fixed the Snow Fox occasionally falling inside the terrain and disappearing forever. So, yeah, that thing was so worthless. Fixed the lightning flashes accessibility option, preventing the repair tool from using power when it was unchecked. Change the main menu on all platforms by removing the merchandise store banner. Fix the texture filter quality to use bilinear for some sprites in the blueprints EDA tab. Okay, so that's a lot to unpack, but now when it comes to the mods actually breaking, I'm not going to get too much into the technical stuff here. But when updates like this roll out, the mods, they break for a number of reasons. There could be changes to certain prefab hierarchies. Now, prefabs are being most objects in the game that could have other prefabs connected to them. There could be methods or classes that could have, have been renamed, which would require many mods to be rewritten. And there are even a lot of bug fixing mods that we have out there that might even be irrelevant now. But the question is, what specifically is broken? Here's a direct quote from a modder named Ramun on the modding Discord. Breaks every mod that uses sprites, which is almost all mods that add new content to the game. Yeah, so that does cover a lot. Even the Red Plague Act 2 has been delayed. No Context Lily on the Red Plague Discord said here, "Hello everyone, we are sad to announce that the Red Plague Act 2 will need to be delayed for factors outside of our control. We are not currently sure by how long yet, but this is because Subnautica just received an update. We are not able to work on the Red Plague until the mod loaders and all dependencies have been fixed, which may require major overhauls to existing systems." Now, I know that with the changes to the Reaper Leviathan's behavior, there's a good chance any mods that make vanilla changes will be broken too, such as the Fighting Reapers mod. And the last bit of bad news we have is that while many modders will be scrambling to update everything that they have made, the question remains, what about the modders that have retired or moved on? Like, here's another quote from the modder Ramun. There will certainly be some mods that got brought to 2.0 that now won't ever get updates by their authors and will remain in March 2023 limbo. But the difference is, it's not every mod. 2.0 broke a lot of mods itself, but what broke all mods is that we changed systems from QMod Manager to BepInEx to directly using BepInEx. The breaking changes of this update that I know about are sprites and the input system. Sprite changes are going to be as easy as a tiny edit and recompile for most. The input changes, don't know. I haven't looked into it. So yeah, that's we're gonna have to, time will tell about that. So finally, here's the good news. So a newer version of BepInEx and Nautilus has already been released. So go ahead and download these, and this will fix many of the issues. But regardless, most of the mods will still require an update. So download these files and be patient for the modders to update their mods, or, and this is where it gets even better, if you're in the middle of a playthrough or just want to test out mods, then yes, you can roll back your version of Subnautica on Steam to the 2023 version and just stay in 2023 if that's what you want, just like the way that you roll back to Legacy version. In Steam, under your Subnautica game page, you just click Manage, then Properties, and then click on Betas, and you will see a list of games under the tab on the top right with all the different versions that are available: Legacy, 2023, and then the latest. But eventually, all newer mods will be converted. Lee 23 has already updated a good amount of his mods already under the test builds on the Subnautica modding Discord. I know personally I will need to go through everything I have made and see if it works. So that is all I have for today. This wasn't the video I was planning to make. I'm going to have to roll back to the 2023 version to showcase some of the mods I was planning to cover. But anyways, let me know in the comments which mods are confirmed broken. And also, if you're running my Tornado or Nightmare mod, let me know if that works too or not, because clearly I have my work cut out for me. So I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.